Hi everybody, this is a litter update video for this litter of mini Australian Labradoodles. Hi, I'm Claire from Australian Labradoodles, and today's video we're going to go through each of these mini Labradoodle puppies from our Give Thanks litter. We're going to give you an update on each of the puppies, a little bit of information about their weight gain, a little bit of information about their color, their pattern, and we'll also give you some information about our Mama Labradoodle Bernadette and on the litter as a whole. So first of all, happy Thanksgiving to everyone. Today is Thanksgiving Day, and these little mini Labradoodle puppies are 1 week and 1 day old today. They are all thriving. It is amazing that little Bernadette, who is herself only around 18 pounds, is able to sustain all 7 of these puppies. And as you'll see when we go through each of the puppies, their birth weights have all at least doubled, and some of them have more than doubled. Bernadette is a remarkable Mama Labradoodle. She is a very calm girl. She looks after them extraordinarily well. You'll see she's fussing about right now because I'm in the box with her. So this means she doesn't have very much space to negotiate around her puppies. And she also wants to have some attention just for herself. So we do let Bernadette come out as often as she would like. She comes and she sits with us. She'll come and she'll go outside for very short periods of time. She's not willing to leave the babies for more than about, maybe 10-15 minutes. And when she's out in the house with us, we just leave the door open and make sure the other dogs are not in the area so that she is able to walk around, not worry about the safety of her puppies, and interact with us and have some good one-on-one time. Now Bernadette is eating really well. Bernadette, as all of our Labradoodles at Australian Labradoodles do, eats 100% raw food diet. So she is eating a variety of different proteins and vegetables and fruits, and she would normally eat, dogs normally eat 2% of their body weight. So she's 18 pounds, as I said. So that's what she would normally eat in a day, less than half a pound. And right now she's eating about, around a pound to a little bit more than a pound of raw a day. Now you can hear all the babies talking. And you'll see Bernadette will come back and she'll check every now and then. But they're all kind of disappointed that Mom just left after they were having such a good time at the milk bar. So you see they all sleep together in a group. We have lowered the temperature by 1 degree. So when they're first born, we have the room at 22 degrees. Once they're a week old, we reduce that temperature down to 21 degrees. It will stay at 21 degrees now till just before they're ready to leave the maternity ward and go into the nursery, and then we'll turn it down to 20 degrees. But they're not cold and they're not too hot. A lot of people tend to make the whelping box too hot, and then it's very uncomfortable for the Mama Labradoodle. The puppies are all spread out. So how do puppies find each other? The only things these puppies do right now is eat and sleep. So how do they find Bernadette? How do these little Labradoodles know where to go so that they can nurse? How do they find one another? Well, it's because they have heat sensors in their noses. The only thing they have that works right now is their sense of smell. All their other faculties are not yet functioning. They're not able to see, they're not able to hear. So next week when we do our 2-week update, probably some, if not all, will have their eyes open or starting to open. And then at about the 3-week mark, their ears will start to open. But right now they can't see, they can't hear, and they can't even go to the bathroom on their own. Bernadette's responsible for all of that. So she licks them to stimulate them to go. And also you'll see that the whelping box that the puppies are in is spotlessly clean. And that's not because we just clean it before we do the videos. It's because all Mama Labradoodles, all Mama dogs, no matter what their breed, they pick up after their puppies. They actually consume it. And the reason they do this is, first of all, to keep the nest clean for their babies, but also so there's no scent around to attract any predators. Now, we don't have any predators here in our home, but that is an instinctive behavior that they do. So you can hear the puppies are talking. There, you heard their little sounds that they make. And they are a fairly talkative group, this litter. They do object when Bernadette gets up and leaves them. They do object if she gets up and resettles herself. And, you know, they all have some comment to make about that. Sometimes you'll have a litter of Labradoodles and they'll be completely quiet and they'll not really worry too much when mom gets up and down. But these guys are quite talkative. They do interact with Bernadette quite a bit, even though they really aren't able to do anything other than eat and sleep on their own. So they have all, as you can see, grown a lot since our first birth announcement video. It's just amazing how much they've grown. So what we'll do now is we'll go through each of the individual puppies and we'll give you an update on their weight and tell you a little bit about their color and their pattern. And we're going to go through each of the puppies in their birth order. So the firstborn puppy in this litter is Orange Collar Girl. And she is, here she is over here. Come here, little girl. Hi. Now, I think Bernadette will be fine with me lifting them up. This is our little Orange Collar Girl. She is such a pretty little thing, very symmetrical markings on her face. Now, this little girl is what we call a chocolate sable, and she is a chocolate sable abstract. And the abstract terminology refers to the white markings she has. So she has white up on the top of her head. She has quite a bit of white over around her neck there. She has white on all of her paws, and she has white on her chest and under her chin. So if she had just a little bit more white, she would be a tuxedo. And she's pretty close to being what we refer to as a tuxedo. Now you can see down her back, she has this dark stripe. Now this is going to disappear over time, but this is what tells us that this is a sable coat. You'll also see that, oh, you don't like this book here, Bernadette. Bernadette's maybe not too keen on having my book with all of their birth weights in there, so I'll just put it on my lap. She seemed to want to dig it up. You can see on this little orange girl's face too, she has darker around her face and her ears, similar to how Bernadette has this darker color on her ears. That is all indicative of Sable as well. Now Sable coat's clear and the color changes a bit as time goes on. So this little girl's face will lighten. She may end up with lighter ears and dark on her face, or she may end up keeping the dark on her ears like Mama Bernadette and having a lighter face. Here we go, guys. Oh, we're getting lots of talking because Mom's in and out. So this little girl was, when she was born, she weighed 180 grams and she's 359 grams now. So a perfect doubling of weight less, a little teensy bit there. So she's doing really, really well. Oh my goodness, who's a fussy potty? Here we go, guys. Here we go. There, it's okay. There we go. Bernadette, do you want to come back in? They're a little bit upset you're not here. The next puppy is Blue Collar, and that's this puppy here. I'm just trying to find which puppy it is that's making the fussy here. See if we can get them settled down here. We'll get Bernadette to come back in and get everybody all feeling better. Yes, always much better when Mom's here. So Blue Collar is another little girl, and she is a gorgeous caramel party. Now, if you look back on our video from the birth announcement, you could hardly see her party markings. But as I was saying at that video, and as you can see now, the caramel is starting to darken quite a bit. So these marks here on her will just continue to get darker as time goes on. This is a very pretty little puppy. She has beautiful markings on her eyes, on the top of her head. Just a sweet little girl. And oh my goodness, everybody's just so upset about Mom being gone for a few minutes there. Let's see if we can get everybody just all settled again. Oh my goodness, it was just the end of the world. This is what I mean about this being a very talkative litter. When Mommy's not here, we have a lot to say. A little blue collar girl, she was 151 grams when she was born, and now she is 307 grams. So she has more than doubled her birth weight. Way to go, blue collar. Now next, and you can see now, oh, Mom's here. It's as if they hadn't eaten for 20 years, even though they were all eating when we started the video. They just get so much comfort from having Mom and being warm and having a good source of food there. Next puppy is Green Collar, and Green Collar is our first boy in the litter. Oh, and the other one who's squawking is one of the other boys, and we'll just move him. He's the squawker. So here we go with Green Collar Boy. Green Collar Boy is a chocolate sable as well, just like Orange Collar Girl, but he's a party. And he is a very heavily marked party. You can see he has lots and lots of color. And you can see his chocolate has a little bit of a red tinge to it. He's really an auburn color, and that's by virtue of the sable. And again, you'll see on his face darker ears, darker on the side around his eyes, and that will probably change a little bit as he gets older. Right, buddy? Green Collar Boy was 194 grams when he was born. Oh, and Bernadette has heard something outside. She's going to investigate. And Green Collar Boy now is 413 grams. So he has more than doubled his birth weight. Just doing really well. Bernadette, want to come back in? Come on, Bernie. Nope, she's going to be busy out there making sure there's no enemies coming. Bernadette is very protective. Whenever there is any sort of noise or anyone coming in or out, she is right away there barking and making sure that her babies are safe. Next we have Yellow Collar, and Yellow Collar is right here. Yellow Collar is also a chocolate sable party. So hello sweetie, Yellow is a girl, and as you can see she's very similarly marked to her brother Green Collar. Same thing with the darker color on the ear, but you'll see that rather than have her whole face that darker color, she has already that more auburn color down on the side of her face. Little less heavily marked than Green Collar, but that beautiful, beautiful auburn shade. Really, really a stunning, unique, and eye-catching color. Hello, pretty girl. Hello. I talk to them all the time. They can't hear me, of course, but I still talk to them. And generally, when I'm here with them, I have them right up against my chest like this. That gives them a chance to learn my scent and be familiar with me, and they also feel the vibration in my chest when I'm speaking, and that way they are getting some stimulation from me even though they can't see or hear me. And this little lady was 164 grams when she was born, and she is now 310 grams. Whoops, sorry, no, I'm giving you the wrong one there. She's 355 grams now. So she has also doubled her birth weight more than. Good girl. Yeah. So we put Miss Yellow back there. Next is Purple Collar Girl. And Purple Collar Girl is also a party. Hi. Hi, Purpy. Now, Purple is a caramel party. So like her sister Blue, you can see that she actually has the lighter color where her coloring is. Hers has not darkened up quite as much as her sister's has yet. But if you'll look at her back, you'll see this one auburny spot here, and then the other 3 spots here, all of which are going to darken up as time goes on. There's actually another one down here by her tail. It just hasn't shown through yet. And then her ears, the top of her head, and around her eyes are also all marked. They're just not got a really strong color yet. And Purple Collar Girl was 149 grams when she was born, and Purple now is 310 grams. And you'll see all the puppies have their ID collars on. Now we've already changed them all out once, And again, I can tell while we're doing this video that they need to be loosened off again. So we check these collars usually, well, we check them every day, sometimes multiple times a day, and then make the adjustments so that they're not too tight as they grow. And then about the time when they move out to the nursery in the Doodle Den, they'll probably graduate into adult collars. There we go. Oh my goodness, we still have so much talking going on. Next is gray collar. And gray collar is the one who usually is the one making the most racket. But he's quite quiet right now. Now gray collar is a little different from everyone. Hi buddy. Gray collar is a caramel. So he is solid pretty much. He has some white on his paws. He has white on his chest, under his chin. And he has some white down on his legs here and at the end of his tail. Now, Mr. Gray Collar was the biggest puppy in the litter when he was born. He was 188 grams when he was born. He is now 440 grams. So he's still the biggest puppy in the litter. And 440 grams is pretty much a pound. It's incredible in 1 week that little Bernadette has a puppy that's already close to 1 pound. And you'll see he also has these really pretty white marking up his head here. So he too is somewhat similar to a tuxedo pattern, but he is not technically a tuxedo. There's no white around his neck here. So he doesn't qualify. He's just a very handsome fellow. And as I said, this is the one who usually talks the most. Usually if there's any upset about Bernadette being out of the box, it's this little guy who's going to start the conversation. But today, he's just quite happy being sleeping. It's actually Orange Collar Girl who's making all the fuss. And last but not least, I'm just going to move Green over here so he's with the group, is a light blue collar. Now this little boy is identical to the firstborn puppy in the litter, his sister Orange Collar Girl. This is a chocolate Sable Tuxedo puppy. Bernadette, it's okay. Come on, Bernie. Good girl. So again, just like Orange Collar, you'll see that there's the darker chocolate coloring around the eyes and the ears. And then we have the lighter auburn coloring on the side of the face and down the back. And you'll see in this puppy that black line is far less visible. It is really only there if you really take a look, move the coat and find the black hairs. But that line is going to be gone by the time this puppy is going home with one of you. So this puppy is a tuxedo. There is the white markings all around the neck, up the face, the big strong bib and chest under the chin, all 4 paws, and then the little white tip at the end of the tail. The little tiny white tip at the end of the tail, he's just so cute. Oh yes, he's very cute. Lots of white on the face in this puppy. So the markings are really quite stunning. And little light blue was 170 grams when he was born, and now he is 360 grams. So he too has doubled his birth weight. So the goal with puppies is that they do double their birth weight in the first week. However, when we have a little mini Labradoodle mom and 7 puppies, we don't always fully expect that that's going to happen. When it does, that's just great. Just goes to show you how well Bernadette's doing and how well all the puppies are doing. And we do attribute a lot of that success to their diet and their eating raw food. Bernadette still gets most of her meals fed to her here in her whelping box by hand by me. I do put her food out for her and leave it for her right next to her box, and I give her about an hour or 2 to eat it herself. If she hasn't finished it, then I'll come in and I'll hand feed it to her. It's really important that she does continue to have all that nutrition, so the puppies aren't drawing their nutrition from her stores, but rather from what we're giving her. But like all moms, she's not too keen on leaving her puppies for too long and going out of the box to eat. She'll give up something for herself in order to make sure her puppies are safe. So that's why we come in and feed her by hand. So that's all the puppies in the litter at 1 week of age. They are, as you can see, incredibly happy, healthy puppies. They are not big fatzos. They're just the most perfect weight. They're all doing everything just as they should. No issues at all with any of them at this point in time. We couldn't be more pleased with the litter. So next week in our update video, we will probably be showing you some eyes, and once their eyes open, it's always really quite an exciting event. So if you have any questions about any of these mini Labradoodle puppies, about Bernadette, raw food diet, anything to do with Labradoodles, please feel free to ask them in the comments below the video here. And if you have a chance, give us a thumbs up if you like this video. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel. That way you will always be notified whenever we have a litter update or if we add something to our educational series, so that you're always aware when we are publishing a new video. And thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next week. Here's the good puppies. Yeah.